guys, welcome to my home today. I'm Rebecca Robeson with Robeson Design, and today, oh my gosh, this is a special Christmas edition of the Design Session. The inspiration for today's Design Session came from an epiphany I had last year after Christmas. When I was taking all of my stuff down off my tree, I began by removing all of the cobalt blue balls and ornaments, as well as the theme-related vignettes. And when I looked back at my tree, I realized something. What remained of my tree was all the balls and the ornaments that I use every single year, year after year after year. I looked back at the photos of past Christmas trees. Sure enough, the same basic balls and ornaments were consistently used, whether it be on a green tree or on my white flocked tree. A quick count of what was removed was about 100 items, and what was still on my tree? About 200 items. 70% of my tree each year consists of the same stuff. It's what I'm calling now my basics, meaning 30% is all I need to create an entirely new and fresh theme each year. Not only is this revolutionary for me, but it is for my viewers too, because it means less planning, less buying, less to manage and store, and less to agonize over each year when you go into that, what am I going to do this year for my theme mode? So in today's special Christmas edition of the Design Sessions, I am going to illustrate this concept by taking the same tree, prepped with all my basics, and show you how I can completely change the look and the theme 3 different ways, just by simply adding 30% of color and theme related items to that basic tree. It's very simple if you keep 3 principles in mind. Number 1, be basic. Number 2, get inspired. And number 3, just merely add 30% to what you already have. I was asking some of the people on my staff about what Christmas was like when they grew up. And one of the girls who works for me, her name is Faith, she was telling me that they always had the same decorations year after year after year. Everything was put up exactly the same. And she said one year her mother just got sick of it and said, I'm buying all new. She said now it's like 7 or 8 years later and we're all sick of those decorations. And I thought to myself, you know, that is probably something that a lot of people understand and relate to, because you have all this stuff and you don't necessarily buy as you go. Well, I'm going to share with you today how you can fix that problem, and never again will you feel like your decorations are outdated or out of style. If anything, they're just going to be nostalgic and special memories to you, but there's always something fresh. So now, let's roll up our sleeves and get to decorating. You can always communicate with me during this session if you're watching live on Twitter. Once you have your tree up and everything is straightened, you make sure that stem is super straight. You add the garland to the stem to kind of cover up that pole that goes down the middle of your tree. You've now added some extra twinkle lights. You are ready to begin the basics of how to do a Christmas tree. 70% of your tree is done in your basic colors, your fillers, the things that add shine and sparkle and beauty to a tree, but it really isn't the theme. So 70% of what you use is in a solid color, and then 30% adds your theme. For me, I consider the basics white, silver, and clear. You might also want to consider on your tree red, green, gold, and silver. Those are also basics. And if you're starting out and you're new at this, the best investment you can make are your basics: white, silver, clear, or red, green, gold, and silver. The basics. I'm going to start at the top of my tree. Now I'm picking out balls that are kind of a little bit on the smaller side, because as the branches get shorter, they can't hold as many ornaments. And I think it looks prettier as it goes up higher to be smaller, and as it goes down lower to be big, like I put really big ones on the bottom. But I also sort of fudge it a little. I like to put some bigger ones. Oh, you'll see. Let's just do it. Now, just so that you know, you're going to do your best at deciding where these balls go, but when it comes time to add that last 30% for your theme, you may want to adjust and move some things around. You should be able to go like that. As I get to the bottom of the tree, I use my largest balls. I've already placed some of them under here, you can see. Do you see how far back this one is placed? I mean, this is a good 24 inches away from the front of the branch. So I go in pretty deep into the tree itself. So all along the bottom of their tree, there are these nice large size ornament balls. So the basics tree is finished. Now, for those of you who are new in starting your Christmas decorating supplies, for some of you, this is all you would ever want. Even clear mercury glass, silver, and white looks great on a green tree as well. So just know that as much as this may feel very filled into you, it's not. There are spaces and there's all kinds of room that I left here with the intent to add that 30% of my theme. Now that your basics tree is pulled together, it's time to let the magic happen. I thought to myself, themes. That would be so fun. Take one tree, make it a bunch of different themes, starting with the same base, right? I asked James, the owner of Shinoda, what is the most popular theme that people do for their trees? What do you sell the most of every year? And he said, without a doubt, it's always red and green, gold and silver. And I went, well, then that's got to be one of our themes. We're going to do a traditional Christmas tree. I also consider red and green and gold basics because that's what people have the most of. And that's when you can start your tree and then come up with a theme beyond that. I find that starting with my largest balls first, because they're the most predominant, and then moving my way up to the smaller balls is helpful. Once I get the base done with my red balls, I'm going to start bringing a few of these large balls up the tree a bit. So here's an example of a ball hitting a branch. All you need to do is kind of scoot it over and then take these branches and either go straight out, straight down. But now, see how it hangs and dangles freely? That's what you want. I have two different shades of green this year. One is a traditional green. This one is more limey. I've included this because my tree topper is going to have some lime green holly leaves in it. And I think this will make it connect. So now you can see how the red and green kind of give you a combined baseline. I have yet the gold to put on, so I'm going to add that. And you're going to see again, it's very random in how I place things. I don't make them even, but I might do this on one side and this on the other side. And it makes for a very interesting looking tree. As you guys are watching from home, I hope you're noticing and taking a look at, you're doing what I'm doing. I'm standing back and looking at it. As you look at this on your screen, can you see those missing spots? Just be sure to mention to Matt where you want them to go, right? We're gonna take you to the next level. You know what that means. Tree topper time, woo-hoo!
Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh.
If you guys have difficulty working with branches and this kind of thing where you're cutting artificial stems, this thing is like amazing. Bam. No wrist power needed in that. So this is great. I got this at Shinoda. I got a lot of these things here today at Shinoda.
Please, but this is my favorite holiday.
You'll also notice that I have 3 different kinds of ribbon that I'm going to use both as the topper and the garland of ribbon that runs through the tree. I'm using a 4-inch red velvet, a 2.5-inch red velvet, and a 1-inch red velvet. But look, on the back side, It's Gold Lame.
And me hang by the fire and chill.
On some of the previous design sessions on Christmas, as well as the bonus footage that we have for you guys, I'll teach you how to make these bows, okay? So this is going to be this big, huge bow. I'm going to start it down here on the tree. And remember, I'm going to have to get up and down the tree several times to check this out, because like I've said many times, you don't really know when you're right up on top of it what it really does look like.
Making our Christmas memories.
All right, now I'm probably going to add some green flocked stuff so that this doesn't just look like it's coming straight out of the tree by itself. Ah! Hey, I got lucky there. I'm going to add my holly. This is really pretty holly. It's so clean and fresh looking.
These are the good times with you.
So here's where I ended up. I cut this little branch off so it's not 3 and 3, it's 3 and 2. The second thing I did was I fixed the bow. That helped, and I cut that tail off. And then I took a couple of more holly sprigs and ran them down so it comes down the front, and I'll tie that in with my ribbons and the rest of the stuff that I do. So now here's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to start running my ribbon through the tree like a garland. I'm going to cut the ribbon in long strips, and I'm going to lay them on in the pattern that I want to go and decide what looks best before I actually attach the ribbons.
Don't even care what we do.
And now I'm going to go through and I'm going to add some bows to the landing points where I have it tied to the tree with wire. So each place where it stops, there'll be a landing point of a bow.
Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
So once you've placed your bows on your anchor points, often I go in and I add a little something to those bows. And what I thought I'd add on this tree, because I use this holly on the top, I cut up some of these picks. Now let me just tell you, don't be afraid to cut up your picks and use them as you need to. Just because they come on this one long thing, this would be a little overwhelming here. I took this piece and I'm going to place it where it kind of looks like it comes from the center of the bow. And then I put together a little combination, and this is literally just one ball that's wrapped all the way around the rest to create a little clump. And I'm going to place this clump of balls right in the corner and in the center of that. Now see how pretty that is? Let's start putting the beautiful Christmas ornaments on the tree. Now you see red and green in my basics here, right? But those are just plain round balls. These are where I get fancy. So it's like a teardrop shape, and it's super fun to separate them. And of course I separate them by color, so when I go to grab a ball, I know exactly what I'm going for. It's a really smart idea to add about 20% to your Christmas decorations every year. That way your Christmas decorations are always up and current. You're always rotating and getting new things. So these are some that I bought from Hobby Lobby this year, and I thought they were so cute. Look, little ice skates with a bird in it. Ooh, pretty. So when you put your actual balls and ornaments on, this is not the prettiest part. I'd like the red bird to show. So I'm holding on to the top here, and I'm just spinning the ornament. I want to put this here, but you see how it sits on these branches? So I'm just going to take the branches and bend them down. One of the reasons I love working on an artificial tree is it gives me that flexibility to move those branches where I want to so that my balls actually hang. But if you're working on a fresh tree, you may want to consider cutting some of those branches around and the twigs around where you want to hang your balls, and that way you'll get room and space in there. I love these little combination of 3 bells, but the hard part is you got to have a nice long drop in order for it not to land on anything. So what I'm going to do is take this, I'm actually going to wrap the ribbon around, and that way I can get it at the height that I need it to be. I like them where they show the red, green, red. Cute. And that's what I'm doing right now, is sort of finding spots where I can place these in, not all too close together, but sort of evenly spread out. So when I look at the top here, I see all the little tiny balls I added. Now I'm gonna start trickling some of those down the tree so that the top doesn't look like it's separate from the rest. Deep in the tree here, there's this one spot that's nice and long. So I selected this ball, this ornament, to go there. The problem is the branch that it comes from is way up here, and I want it to land right about here. See how that is more noticeable? So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to make a loop that'll span that whole thing out of this pretty ribbon. Now you can tell where you need things, but something like that kind of fills in the top of the branch because everything is hanging from below. So on these branches in this area where it's eye level, it can feel kind of bare. Okay, time for my favorite part. We are going to add the beautiful special ornaments, some of them are already on the tree, but now we're going to animate the tree on spinners. So guys, this is a spinner. It's a little motor that attaches to your regular Christmas lights, and it literally spins any ornament you put on it. When you have something that's kind of mirrored, that alone picks up the light. So those kinds of things really draw attention to your tree. There you go. Now it looks like it's just sort of coming out from beneath that, the bow, the holly, the balls, and then it's surrounded by balls. What I'm trying to teach you in this design session is how to use a lot of what you already have and only change a few things so that your decor connects for Christmas. You know, I have this built-in bookcase back here. Some of you saw last month's design session and we talked all about my bookcase. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep the majority of my accessories that are already in my bookcase because they're very white on white. And I'm going to add a few accessories for Christmas. And I bought this cute little sleigh and I thought, oh, this would be so much fun. So here I have a Santa and I'm going to put him in the sleigh. I'm going to start by hot gluing. I'm going to start by dropping my glasses. Now, because my tree that I'm using this year is flocked, I think whatever I put in here needs to have a flocked effect so that it connects. That seems to hold on. So look, I've taken this branch here and I'm kind of just taking it in there. I'm going to put this over here too, so it's behind him. So I lay it. Pretty? The last thing, when you're attaching these kinds of balls to your Christmas decorations, you want to remember to put them in the middle and wrap them around the center of the bow. Right now I'm trying not to burn my fingers. Okay, so now I have a little extra tail here, this one here, and I think that's pretty cute. Christmas 2018. That's how you add 30% to your tree and come up with an amazing themed tree. ready to go on to the next one. Are you ready? I hope you took notes on this one. And remember, you guys have unlocked this session and you can watch this over and over again as long as you want to, as long as you're still a member of the Design Sessions. You want to change your life in under 30 seconds? Let's do it. You've seen these outdoor lights. They've been around for a few years. Well, if you're in a position that you can't really afford to get a lot of decorations this year, just use this on the inside and see what it does for your home. Now that is some quick and easy decorating. Today we are going to glam up this tree now that we've got the basics. So here's how it's going for me. Normally a tree takes me about 2 days to decorate. The first day I get it up, I light it, do all the fluffing, all the basic foundation. Then I put my basics on. The second day I add all the theme-oriented stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. Matt, come here. Okay, so you guys know Matt, right?
Hi.
This is how he really feels about Christmas. See, I don't need intervention. You were wrong. Take it back. These guys are glamorous. Does this look glamorous or scary? So my plan now is to pull the balls that I want to use to add to this tree. I'm going to put them not on a table because here's what I found. You put them on a table, they can easily roll off. And when it comes to my glamorous Christmas decorations, they're mostly glass. So I don't want them to break. Now you'll notice that most of my ornaments I keep in tubs and I put bubble wrap between each layer to keep them safe. And they really do turn out very safe. Oh, these little guys are fabulous. Look. That's why this takes so long, this process, because I have to adore everything. We are going to add gold to this tree because why? Because I love gold. They're like beaded garland and you hang them over a branch. Look, how cute is that? So these are great. Now I got to tell you, these balls honestly were my absolute favorite 2 years ago when I did my gray. I'm going to add some other gold balls, smaller ones, because they're going to need to go up the tree. I doubt that I'm going to be able to fit all these on here, but I'm certainly going to give it a try. My challenge, whatever I can fit on this blanket gets to go on the tree. I'm running out of room. So that means I'm going to move. No, do not roll up the blanket. That's cheating. These are some white balls that I did not put on the tree for the basics. Why? Because look at this, super glamorous. I would not consider this a basic because when I go on to the next few trees that I'm gonna do for you guys, you're gonna see that this would not go, but it definitely goes for now. This is a nest, but it's a very glamorous nest with little gold eggs in it. So we're gonna put that back there because that doesn't really count. It doesn't have to go on this thing. Let me tell you why this isn't going to just be an all white tree, white and gold and silver. Because I think it's fun to add just a hint of color. That's what makes it look super magical and ethereal. You guys remember last year that millennial pink color was really big? In fact, I have it in my living room, my artwork and all that, and I bought some after Christmas sale millennial pink balls. So I decided to use those this year. So I've narrowed it down to my top favorite glamorous ornaments and balls. So just try to take a look at these closely, but don't count, okay? This is not meant to be a topper, and it's heavy. So I'm concerned that once we put it at the top of the tree, it's gonna bend. So we've come up with an idea. Matt, can you bring your stuff and show us what you're gonna do? If he cuts this part off, and I'm fine with getting rid of that, he's gonna wire this around this area here. And what that'll do is that'll give this a long stick. The length of this thing will go down the tree far enough that he can wrap it around the tree trunk and give it the stability that it needs. And just so you know, I never know exactly what my tree topper is gonna look like until it's done. The next step after you get your topper done is to do your garland. Maybe I take up from this where this feather goes and keep that line, sort of that. So if I end up keeping these where they are, Matt, maybe you can go up and wire them in. So let's go over where I put it. It starts at the top, right where that feather tail comes, and droops down. And then I have it coming in drooping here and down, and then here and down, and then here and down. This is how you can kind of break it up and still get the look of it. It's not something that really like screams out at you at a distance, but when you walk up to the tree and you see this, it's breathtaking. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do these big gold balls. The reason we're gonna start with those is because they're very big and noticeable. So we want to place them in a way that feels like they're evenly spread. Now what we're gonna do is fill in the rest of the gold balls. Let's try it back in here, like on this branch right here. Yeah, that looks good. So I want you to see close up how it looks now that we've added the gold balls. Personally, I think it's really warmed it up and added a whole lot more glamour to it. Also, the next step from here is going to be adding the millennial pink balls. Right here, that branch right there, under there. I didn't. Oh, it is on. I think I zapped him. We are doing the same thing we did with the gold. We're filling in and we're creating balance within the tree of where the colors go. So I look and I see where do I have my pinks, what's missing, and then I just fill in. Now you can see what a difference the pink and millennial pink balls add. Just a little bit, not the warmth of the gold, but a little bit of that ethereal fairy look. Super glamorous. I've added all the extra little clear balls, some more white, filled in the density and around the back of the tree. So I think the tree looks very full now. The only thing missing is my spinner balls with the jewelry on it. Who's wrong and who's right? I put a few new spinners on this year, so I need to camouflage them because you don't want to see this big dark green thing. So I take a little bit of hot glue and put it on some just little sprigs of greens that I cut off. Well, that's one less we have to worry about. back to the basic tree. Now let's take it to another theme using our basics and then add some of the red basics from our original tree. And we're going to come up with what I call Cookies and Milk Candyland with Santa Tree. I did a little shopping trip, as I mentioned, to Hobby Lobby, and I saw so many cute things. But the second thing was a gift that was given to me last year by the owner of Shinoda. I went, awesome, I love that, it's so cool. What am I going to do with it? Well, what it is it's great for a children's tree. So I thought today I'm going to do something I've never done before. I've never done a tree dedicated to the theme of what children love at Christmas time. So I think you can start bringing in all the fun, cool Christmas stuff for children. My grandsons are going to love this. Oh, Ginger Man. So cute. Whoops. Hopefully it's not breakable. Oh, see, now these I've had before. So most of this tree is new because I didn't really have children's stuff, except for, of course, my base. But this is supposed to signify my dogs. And look at this guy. How cute. I mean, he can sit on a branch. Oh, you are adorable. You are a mess. Oh, there you go. Now he's happy. So here's what I'm going to do. Like, you guys know that I have my basics and they're all the white and the clear, which doesn't necessarily go with this, but it doesn't not. So we're going to add some basics to this. So we're going to add red and green and then these colored balls, and that will be considered our base for this tree. Isn't this adorable? It's a snowman, and inside it's got all this like stuff. It's not real snow, it's fake, but there's a mechanism and you plug it in and it shoots snow. I think that's so cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So we're going to add the snowman. That's why I got a lot of snowmen, kind of. I didn't really get a lot of anything. Come on, you have to admit, that's not a lot. It's basically, it's a start, and I'm going to make it look fabulous. Okay, so look, I got a ton of this. And this is from Hobby Lobby. It looks like real popcorn strung with red berries. Or beans. It looks like red beans, but it's going to look like berries on my tree. Please tell me I got more of these. I probably didn't. Oh, how cute. Yes, this will look fabulous. And these, oh, I got stripes and polka dots. An official tree topper. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Now, I hope I can put it on the tree and make it look better. Guys, remember the other trees I've shown you, you know how I took just those few cubbies in my built-in, and I didn't change the entire thing. I just changed those two sections, either where the art is. So anyway, that's what these are for. I was thinking ahead. Good, huh?
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead and stick those up there. And while you're at it,
Yes.
we should be preparing ourselves. Well, go ahead and hand me those. So this must go on the top, right? So cute. And then the arms, you can decide where you want them to go. I wonder if they bend. So what I typically do is things that are like the topper, as you know, we put that on first because you want to reach the top without knocking balls off. And then anything like this big snow globe that we need to find the perfect spot, we put that on first. I'm going to put his legs and everything. And the reason for that is they are specific as to where I want them to go. I don't want them just everywhere. Now, we place that kind of there. Cute. Maybe his legs are too low here. Be super tall. Oh, that looks actually cute. I'm going to move on to the hardest part, the garland. You know why they give you extra string here, you know that? So that you can pull this and create some openings. Because when you go over a branch, having that little bit of string, when you're putting a popcorn over it, it's harder. But if you separate it, it will dangle nicer coming down. So they give you a little extra clear string on both ends so that you have that flexibility. What I'm trying to do is create a long, like couple of these attached to each other. Here, let's not do the ones on the tree. Let's do it. You're wearing it around your neck. You're so weird. So we just finished putting this popcorn on the tree, and I stood back and looked at it, and I thought, you know, I think this is more of a modern tree where it's like big stuffed animals and figurines and colored balls, so it's real bright and fun. So I actually asked Matt to go to Shinoda for me, and he's going to be FaceTiming me any minute. Hey, I just decided that I would call you instead of wait. What's on? Take your lens cap off. Okay, show me what you got. Oh, back to that, both sizes. Is there 2 sizes or 3? I need, I don't know, 4 rolls of that. Okay. I'm so glad you're there, James.
Me too.
Matt, every time you talk, it says poor connection. I want to put this snowman, I've been thinking about it while you were gone. I think that this guy should be up in the belly of our guy. If you guys want to learn how to make bows, I have YouTube videos on this, and I also have in the bonus footage, the Christmas bonus footage for the design sessions, I believe there's one in there where I teach you how to make a bow. So I'm going to just wire these on in these kind of loop effect, and then I'll have to get down and see what it looks like and play with it. So I'm going to add another one right here to this little triangle here so that it looks really like a package. Now I'm going to come around on this side. I'm going to loosely place it in here where I think I want it. So do I look ridiculous with this headband on? And I think this guy would be adorable. So cute. My ribbon approach is similar to how I do my ornaments and my balls, where I take them deep into the trunk of, almost to the trunk of the tree, because I find that if it has a deeper origin, it just makes the tree look much more three-dimensional. So I'm going to need to have ribbons coming down here too. I think that's super important. So it goes the full length of the tree. Stepping on mine, sleeping with eyes wide open. And I can always add ribbon later once I get all the stuff on and see if I need, if I've missed spots or I need it somewhere. So what I do, you'll notice that I kind of cut my ribbons in kind of long lengths when I'm doing these things. This is about a 6-foot length. Yeah, see that? Because it's much easier to work with something. If it's just long, it just kind of gets caught on everything. So I'm just going to add a little bow tie thing here. What kind of vibe would you like to you? Thank you. You are getting into the Christmas thing. So here's the thing, Matt, you've been punked. Actually, we're not filming for the design sessions, are we, Matthew? This was an intervention to get you to fall in love with Christmas, and I think it's happening. Okay, so I have these guys, like right here, the moose, cute, right? The Santa, can I see those? Yeah, these little like snow people. Oh, so cute. It's a snowman thing. So these are big, so you don't want to have them all next to each other. You kind of want to space them out. So I already have Santa in there. I think over here, I will place the moose. And the moose can look like he's peering through the trees. So I'm going to have him sit on top of this ribbon, and then the ribbon kind of winds out from underneath of him. That's cute. So let's do the big balls. I'm going to start with the big red balls. All right, so now I'm going to start putting large balls under the bottom part of the tree. And using red, we'll pull in little animals and stuff. So now we're gonna add the multicolored red, green, white. You know what I really miss? I miss the Bachelorette. Oh. Hey you guys, I had my ringer up. Oh, hi. I want to show you something.
What?
This Christmas tree. It's a children's Christmas tree. And it even has an elf at the top. Do you see that? Snow comes out. And say, I love you so much.
Good.
And I will see you guys later. Okay, get ready for Christmas. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, awesome. All right, and then back all the way around that side. You can use the other latta. And that's the whole point of this. Everywhere you look, it should be fun and zany, right? And I'm going to walk all over you with my red boots. I have to tell you, having never done a children's tree before, I'm pretty proud of this. I think it turned out great. So if you look closely at this tree, you're going to see so many adorable things. Little elves and Santas and snowmen, even little hanging snowballs. I mean, these are just so cute. This thing keeps wanting to eat my sweater, doesn't it? And just as I did with my other tree designs and my themes, I changed up about 30% of my built-in. Added a few cute little things just to kind of bring it together with the same theme as my tree. Look at this. The black starts here, it weaves its way down with this red and white all over the place and little touches of green. Kind of hard to believe that it started just as a white tree with the base stuff on it, right? Each one of these trees have looked so different from the other. That's my point. Start with your base and take your theme from there. Well, that wraps it up for our Design Sessions Special Christmas Edition. I hope you've enjoyed the trees that I've shown you today. The reason we put this Design Sessions up in September is so that you have time to plan, to get inspired. Our YouTube channel, on my channel, I have a playlist of nothing but Christmas, and it covers every single aspect, not just trees. Also, as a Design Sessions member, you have bonus videos that came free with your membership. You can watch those, and they're all on Christmas. It's where they're not even very edited. They're just literally watching me put together wreaths and staircase railings and hanging icicles from the ceiling and garlands on my fireplace. Everything you need to know, the how-tos, the step-by-step, you can find that here on the Design Sessions, and it's a bonus. And this is a good time for me to mention the 3 places where I did most of my shopping. Number 1, Hobby Lobby, which was like a total unexpected surprise. Secondly, I often shop at Shinoda Design Center. At Shinoda, as a member of the Design Sessions, you will get my wholesale discount if you tell them that you're with Robeson Design. So take advantage of that. And number 3, Canterbury Gardens in Escondido, which is here in California. A lot of the glam things that I have, I bought from there. So the good news is the Design Sessions trees are complete, and the other good news is I'm going to go right now and get started filming and decorating my 3 trees I'm going to put on YouTube. but I encourage you to go and watch our YouTube Christmas videos for this year. They will go up the first week in November. So I think you guys are going to get even more inspiration. It's going to be really fun. All right, we're going to go work on that now, and I will see you guys at the next design session. Thanks for joining me today. Oh, and guys, I know I'm saying this a little early, but Merry, Merry Christmas. You guys, your homes are going to be so beautiful. You're going to be so proud of yourself, and everyone who walks in is just going to be blown away. Take these principles, apply them, and it will blow even your mind. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I am a mess. I am a flocking mess. Okay, now you can defrock me.
Flock.